Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, the 27th of February, and we are off fishing. We was going to go fishing yesterday on Monday. Me and G were going to take a drive all the way down to Shingle Street in Suffolk, but typical Norfolk, windy. We had some serious blasts yesterday, so that didn't happen. So we were like, right, we'll cancel fishing today, and we will go tomorrow, Tuesday. Kind of works out better, because we've got a few more of the boys coming today. But we are only going a bit more local today. We are going to Tramps Alley in Corton, which is, I've said it before, a little hotspot of ours, and that has been fishing really well recently as well. There's been some codling being caught there. I think, who's today? Oh my God, there's me, there's G. Our mate Sean's coming down today. Ash is coming, Kyle's coming, and Tubbs is coming. So there's 6 of us fishing today. So it should be a good day's fishing. I'm just hoping to get some more species on my species hunt. That's coming up to 2 months now. I've been doing my species hunt, and I have so far got whiting, dab, and rockling, and that is it. And you look at G and Paul; they've got dogfish and rays, and oh my God! So I definitely need to get some more species out. Right, it's currently 6:45 in the morning. I'm just getting the last of my bits together. I'm meeting G. We're going to meet Sean. I think the rest of the boys, Ash and that, are going to head straight down there. So we'll probably meet them at the beach, and that is where I'm going to see you at Corton Beach, Tramps Alley, for a good day's fishing. Come on. Right, just a very quick one, guys. So G, who I go fishing with, most of you know him by now from the channel. He has started his own YouTube fishing channel. I know a lot of the time we do go fishing together, but there's a lot of times when G goes on his own, goes with Paul. I believe him and Paul will go in South Beach, Yarmouth this Sunday, where I won't be fishing Sunday. So I'll ring you. Some of his videos, yeah. So his channel is called G's Fishing Experience. I will put a link in the description for his channel. If you want to jump over, give the page a like, give him a subscribe to his channel. He'll be very grateful for that. And like I say, anything that I don't catch today and he catches, you're obviously going to see on his video and not on my video so much. So he's definitely worth watching. I watch it just for the entertainment. It is quite funny. So right, jump over, give his channel a like. G's Fishing Experience. You can experience blanking with him, you can experience catching with him, so all good. Right, sorted. Well, here we are in the car park of Tramps Alley. Just unloaded the car, G's already, my stuff's all out there. Yeah, that's it. We're literally about to cut through that little gap over there, straight to the main road, and that's pretty much straight opposite the alley, and we will head down to the beach. At the moment, there is no wind up in the car park. It is 0 wind. What it's like on the beach, I don't know. But up here, it is all good. So let's get down there and find out. Well, here we are. It's a little bit more of a breeze down here than it was in the car park, but nothing like the wind was yesterday. We got the sun coming out up there. So once that sun gets a bit high, that'll definitely warm up. That is where we normally fish there. And there's a guy right in the middle of both of them groins. That's where we normally fish, in between this groin and that groin, and he is right slap bang in the middle. So we've come to this one. Literally, there's a guy walking up there. That is where the alleyway is. So G's set up and up there. I think he's doing his filming today on his camera. So we spread out a little bit. No sign of any of the other boys yet. Tide is on the way in. I believe high tide is 11 o'clock, and it is now 7:30. Group chat. It's now 7:30. Right. Let's get set up. Right, it's 10 to 8. Let's get this bait in the water. Everyone's turned up now. I've got Tubbsy next to me. I've got Ash. Then we've got G. And then we've got Kyle at the end. Once again, no sign of Sean. He has not turned up. Right, left-hand side. Pulley pennel with a whole squid bait on there, because there have been some big fish coming out of here recently. So I'm after a big one with that. Left-hand side, scratching around. We've got a bit of frozen black on the top. Salted mackerel on the bottom. That's just for me. Dabs, whiting, rockling. I don't know. Saying that, I've even had quite decent fish on the 2-hook flappers. Right, let's get these out there. So we're out there. The tide is really pulling to the right. I'm really hoping it's not going to drag this pulley pennel into them groins. I'm guessing that is where they stop at the end there. So fingers crossed I should be okay. Right hand has got a good grip out there. Left hand seems to be bouncing a little bit on the bottom. Oh yeah, that right hand one, look, that is really pulling over to the right. Really pulling. I might reel that in. I might move this one here to the right, reel that one in and go right over to the left with it. Because I've got a feeling that's going to wash into those groins. I think that guy there was getting snagged because he was set up where he was. I've just seen him pack all his gear up and he's walked another 60 yards up the beach. So I don't know if he was hitting a snag or something out there that's made him move. Yeah, look at that right hand rod. Right, I'm going to reel that in and recast that out and go more to the left with that one. I don't want to be losing gear. Oh, we've got a boat coming along. Good sign, because they normally fish out there just for the cod. When I said that right hand rod was pulling, it had been out there 10 seconds and it's already gathered a load of weed on the line. Great. Right hand side rod I'm going to move over. Left hand side pulley pennel, we'll throw it out, but yeah, I'm not going to go out as far this time. I don't know how far out the weed is. Left rod seems to be okay, but that right hand rod pulling straight away. Right, let's get all that off. Right, we've gone back out there. I haven't gone nowhere near as far on the left hand side, but I think after that big storm, windstorm we had yesterday, that stirred quite a bit of seaweed up out there. G's just reeled in, brought in a massive clump. Oh man. Always something in there. We've got no wind today, sun's out, it's not cold, beautiful day, and there's always one thing that tries to spoil it, and that's going to be the seaweed for us today. But like I say, tide's on the way in, so once we get to high tide and that tide turns, who knows, it might change a little bit, but yeah, all we can do is hope for the best. Well, I just reeled both them in, a little bit of weed on there, not as much as the first cast, but I'm not going out nowhere near as fast. Ash has moved. Ash was the other side of Tubbs, but he's just come past us and Ash has gone that side. I think it's because of the way the tide's pulling quick. I think he was going to get his line into Tubbs' line. Tubbsy is a very lucky boy. Tubbs has got a very nice girlfriend. So as we mentioned last week, it was Tubbs' birthday and we went out for a few drinks. And for Tubbs' birthday, his missus has bought him a Daiwa Sandstorm. It's still got the tag on it. He hasn't even took the tag off the rod yet. Nice rod, Tubbs, isn't it? Is this the one you had before, this one?
Yeah, that's one I got for the auction.
So she got you the new rod. She's got him a brand new reel. We've got a Shakespeare down here. And she bought him the Avanta tripod as well. Happy days, Tubbs says. Look at that. We all need a girlfriend like Lolly. That's all we need. Hey, we need a girlfriend like Lolly. We all need a girlfriend like Lolly. Daiwa Sandstorm, a beach caster, brand new Shakespeare reel, and a brand new tripod. All for his birthday. You know what that means, though, doesn't it, Tubbs? That means you've got to treat her.
Yeah, that means I've got to spend more.
That means he's got to spend more money. Right, Ash just snapped off. Did you hear that? See, Ash ain't got a shock leader. As soon as Ash snaps, cast, snaps straight away. Right, we got a boat just out there, and the boat is there for one reason and one reason only, and that is because the last few days they have been putting out cod on this beach. Codling and rays have been coming out. That's why I'm going for the bigger bait on the pulley pennel. Trying to get something deep, but really I want to be doing distance casting for that, but I can't do distance casting, obviously because of the seaweed situation. But I was standing there talking to Tubbs. Over the back I see Ash casting. As soon as Ash casts, I just heard the snap straight away. I don't know why people don't use shock leader. I don't get it. I don't understand. I've always used it. For every ounce you use, like 5 ounce weight, £50 shock leader, 6 pound weight, £60 shock leader. I've always used it and I always will. And I know it's a pain because when you reel in and it's seaweedy, you get the seaweed on the knots and all that. But I'd rather spend a couple of minutes just picking a bit of weed off than having to keep, do you know what I mean? Every time you lose a weight, it's a couple of quid, you lose a trace. I think Ash buys his traces as well. He's going out for his second cast now on his other rod. There's another boat coming along there as well, right in front of me. And that's all the boats do. They literally go a couple of 100 yards off the shore, literally a couple of 100 yards out, and they pull out cod, rays, and a £2.5 codling was caught on the beach off on last Thursday. So yeah, 5-6 days ago. Is he? Oh god, I think Ash just snapped off again. He cast his second rod out and Ash just snapped. See, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Shock leader all the way. Right, I know what it's time for. It's time for a cup of tea. Oh yeah. Well, it's just coming up to 20 to 9. Was it 20 to 9? I did just have a look. 20 to 9. No one has pulled a fish out as yet. All everyone seems to be putting out is like a little bit of seaweed. That boat that is out there, man, they are catching cod. And I kid you not, that boat just now, I thought he was going to wash up on the shore. That's how close he was coming in. Absolutely typical. One of the only days I could probably get a pulley pennel out where the boat was, and we can't cast that far because of the weed. Absolutely typical. We've got some massive waves crashing up. Oh, it is going to be one of those days. It's not going to be a matter of like who catches the most and who catches, it's just going to be a matter of who catches. Simple as that. Like I say, hopefully though, high tide is about 11 o'clock-ish. So we've got just over 2 hours till high tide. Hopefully, after high tide, the seaweed retreats a little bit. I'll tell you what though, the camera ain't going to pick it up, but that boat's half bobbing around out there. It's really sort of, whoop, it's really having a bob around. Oh, but I bet they're catching decent fish, that's for sure. I bet they are. Right, I've had my cup of tea, I've put fresh bait on, we've cast back out. All we can do is keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. So we're back out there again. I've changed the weights. Where I'm not casting that far, I'm literally only the other side of where the water's breaking, and the tide is coming in, the big waves are kind of hitting the weight, and it's bringing the weight in. When I'm reeling in, the weight's only sort of like 20 yards out. So I'll put 6-ounce weights on both of them now. So hopefully where they have gone, they are now holding bottom exactly where I've put them. Hopefully. Ash has given up the ghost. One of the lines snapped off. He's got a problem with his other rod. I think he might have had a hair, he picked it up at a clearance fin, but I think he might have had a little hairline crack in the end that he didn't notice. And when he's cast out, the rod has actually snapped itself. So he's sitting on a chair over there at the moment, contemplating whether to go to the tackle shop and yeah, get a rod or get something. But he's like that, what's that thing called? The thinker? Is it the thinker? That statue where the guy just sits there like that? That is literally what he's doing just now. I just see Tubbsy cast in. He didn't seem to bring too much weed in just now. But it's annoying because you want to get past those waves, otherwise the big waves are going to keep bringing the weight in. But if you go too much past the waves, you're picking up loads of weed. It's just trying to find that balance right in the middle. And like I say, I keep saying it, I'm just hoping that once we get to high tide and that tide turns, obviously the weight's going to be getting pulled out and hopefully the weed dies down a bit. But we have got some big rollers coming in here. Some big old waves. I can see G reeling in now. He just pulled out a bit of weed. Carl was putting out a bit of weed. It's just going to be one of them days, isn't it? We knew our luck had to run out. Loads of people have been fishing the last couple of weeks. Loads of people blanking. We've been very fortunate the last couple of weeks. We've been putting out rays and dogfish and rockling and whiting and dabs and oh man, we've been putting them out left, right and centre. So it is kind of about time my luck changed a little bit. If it weren't for the weeds, we'd be okay. If it weren't for the weeds, I'll be whacking that pulley pennel out 100, 150 odd yards and we'll be out there where the bigger fish are. It's just the seaweed today, that is what's stopping us. Look at G reeling in, I can see the top of that rod bending. G is definitely putting out a big clump of weed there, definitely. But you can't leave the rods out too long. I'm literally leaving them out 10-15 minutes, bringing them in, checking the bait and going back out. If you used to leave a rod out there for half hour, the amount of weed that would be on the line, it'd just be absolutely ridiculous. I'm just looking now, look, G's getting near the surf now. Guarantee he's just going to have a big clump of weed on there. I want Tubbs to catch something though. There's nothing like christening your brand new rod, is there? First day of fishing and catching a fish on it. But like I say, I think if we've got any chance of catching anything today, it will be after high tide. And like I say, that is not till 11 o'clock. And it's now 9 o'clock, so we've still got 2 hours yet. So all we could do is plod along, get to the high tide time and see if anything changes. All them days when you're catching loads of little whiting and they're doing your head in and you're like, oh my god, not another little whiting. But I'll tell you what, what I would give now to pull out a little whiting just to save the blank. Even on those little ones, even just a little tiny whiting, just to save the blank. That'd make me smile, I'll tell ya. So I just heard Kyle shouting and shouting and shouting and shouting. He's the furthest one away from me. I think he pulled in a little fish. I think he might have had a little whiting or a little dab. But he definitely had something on there, and I see him go down to the shoreline and I see him throw something back in. So he's definitely pulled something out. And like I say, I'm guessing a little white and a little dab. I'll go and speak to him in a minute, see what he had out. Apparently G has just spoke to our mate Sean. Apparently Sean is on his way down there. But if I was you, Sean, I'd stay at home, mate, on the sofa with a nice hot cup of tea. Oh dear, but at least Kyle's caught something, so that's a good sign, isn't it? Come on, just give me a fish. I don't want a blank. Well, the 6 ounce weights are definitely holding bottom better. The weight is not getting washed up with those surf anymore. The weight is staying put in the bottom, which is good. Kyle just took a walk up. That was a pouting he just pulled out up there, which would do me, 1, to save the blank, and 2, because I haven't had a pouting yet on my species hunt list. So if I was to get a little pouting out, that'd be a double whammy. That'd be a double tick. Tick to save the blank and tick to put on my species hunt list. So I just think he was very lucky to get it out. That boat has cleared off. That boat that was out there getting the cod and blah blah blah, he's gone. But I don't know whether he's gone because there's lack of fish or whether it's because it's very choppy out there. I don't know how many people were on that boat, but if you're not good at being on a boat and you're not good at seasickness, I was watching it and the boat was like, oh man, it was doing that. And if you got a bit of a sensitive belly and you was on there, yeah, you'd be chundering, mate, I'll tell you. So I don't know whether it's gone in because of that or whether it has gone in, like I say, because of lack. A bit early for it to go in. Like, really, it's only like 9:15, so he's probably only been out there about an hour or so. So I'm thinking the sea's a bit rough and people on there might have had too much of a fry up breakfast this morning and it's starting to repeat itself. Right, give me a fish, come on, give me a fish. Maybe I should do a little fish dance. I watch Deadliest Catch, and on Deadliest Catch they do the crab dance, and when they do the crab dance, the crab come out. So let me think of a fish dance. They are fish. Fish dance, fish dance, fish dance. Come on. To the fish gods. To the fish gods. Let me get a fish out, please. Let me save the blank, come on. Well, I'll tell you one thing about when the fishing's slow. It gives you time to make a cup of tea. And you can tell it's slow fishing, because I think I've been here about an hour and a half, and that is my 3rd cup of tea already. So if we're not catching fish, we're definitely drinking plenty of tea, that's for sure. Well, those 6 ounce weights are definitely holding bottom now. Where I'm casting, it's where it's staying. It's not going left, it's not going right, it's not pulling in, it's staying exactly where I'm putting it. I'm literally just the other side of those breaking waves, but not far enough out to get covered in seaweed. I'm bringing a little bit of weed in, but not big clumps or nothing like that. Just a little bit of weed here and there. And again, every sort of 15 minutes or so, just keep reeling in and checking the bait. You leave it out there for half hour, over half hour, that is just going to be absolutely covered with weed. You won't be able to reel it in, it'll be like just solid. So yeah, other side of the waves, not too far out, every 15 minutes reel it in and I'm doing okay. Just, oh, T's repeating on me there. Just need to get a fish out, that's the only thing now. Just coming up to 10 o'clock, still very quiet for me. G has just pulled out a little whiting down the end. So what's that? Yeah, G's had a little whiting out, Kyle's had that little pouting out, Tubbs has still pulled nothing out, I've pulled nothing out. Ash has given up, he's just sitting on the chair, taking it easy, having a rest. So we'll be fishing, what, just over 2 hours? I think it's about 11 to 7, yeah, about 10 to 8 o'clock we started fishing, so 2 hours or so. Every now and then, the sea goes really calm, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just picks up with some massive crashing waves coming in. But we've got 1 hour to go till high tide. And like I say, I'm hoping after high tide, it all changes. Yeah, these waves, look. It's not a cold day. I think it's about 7-8 degrees, it's saying on the phone. Wind has dropped to 3 miles per hour, so there's hardly any breeze on the beach. I keep saying it, all we need is fish. That's all I need. I tried my fish dance, that didn't work. I tried praying to the fish gods, that didn't work. What else is left to do? It's 10:30, so we have got half an hour until high tide. Still getting a few of these big waves. A couple of these waves have come right up. One come up just now, went right up past Tubbs' rod rest and that. But yeah, give it a half hour, that'd be high tide. Then give it another sort of half hour after that, and the tide will start retreating. And I'm hoping then the weed totally disappears, and we start getting, oh bloody hell, that dog made me jump. Where'd he come from? Who's he even with? There's not even no one on the beach. Who the bloody hell's that dog with? He's just running around doing what he wants. Look at him. Oh, he's with that guy there, I think. Who is he? I don't know who that dog's with. Back to the fishing. Yeah, so 2 hook flapper. We've got squid on there at the moment, and pulley pedal. We've still got a whole squid bait, hoping for something decent to come out. Like I say, there have been some decent fish being caught here. So I'm hoping. No, that dog's not with that guy. Who's that dog with then? Oh, he's with that guy. Oh, bloody hell, mate. It's like Battersea around here sometimes, I tell ya. Dog's just running around nilly-willy all over the place. Bloody Tubbs had a bit of his bait nicked just now. Well, I say just now, a little while ago. A bloody seagull flew down and picked up a whole mackerel that he was using for bait and just flew off of it. The whole mackerel. Oh, dear. Come on. The only people that are caught so far is bloody G and Kyle. G's reeling in now. Looks like he's struggling, so I think he's going to have a big clump of weed on there. Like I say, I'm not doing too bad for the weed. I'm literally getting the other side of those big waves, but not far enough. Yeah, a bit of a wave coming up there. Come on, half hour to go, and hopefully it all changes. It has just gone 11 o'clock. So that is it, we are on high tide pretty much right now. So give it another half hour, that should start to retreat. Hopefully the weed dies down totally, and hopefully we get some fish out. Very slow, apart from the one that G got out and Kyle, no one has pulled anything out yet at all. Very quiet down here today. Very quiet. Just gone 11:30, and I reeled both rods in just now, and absolutely no weed on either rod. So hopefully that's a good sign the weed is starting to wash out. So pulley pennel, I have give that a distance. I have thumped that out there with a whole squid on it. Hopefully get something decent on that one. 2 hook flapper, I've got I think squid on one and mackerel on the other. So I've thrown that out a little distance as well. You watch though, just as I say the weeds died down, I'll thump them out there. I bet I'll bring in a massive clump. But that G reeled in a minute ago, and I'll see Kyle reel in a minute ago, and neither of them had weed on the line neither. So as soon as that tide turns, that's it, it's just washing the weed out. So we've just had a bit of a meeting with the boys, and we are going to fish till 1 o'clock. So I'll say, oh, whack the camera. What is it now? Yeah, it's exactly 11:30. So we've got another hour and a half of fishing. So with no weed, and we can get a bit of distance, hopefully in the next hour and a half we can get some fish out. Hopefully. Well, I was hoping once that tide turned and we start getting some distance on the casting, that we start pulling a few fish out. But I pulled out absolutely zero. G's reeling in. Oh, what's G pulled out? I think G's just pulled a whiting out. G's just pulled a little whiting out down there. It's coming up to about 12:15. So I'm going to reel these in a minute, check the bait, get some fresh bait on there, get them back out. I think we're going to start packing down about 20 to 1. So we'll be packed down by 1, back up to the car park for sort of 1:10. And get ourselves home and have a nice shower and warm up. But, I'd love to just get a fish out just before the end of the day, just to save the blank. Nothing worse than blanking. Yeah, G's got a white and he's throwing it back in now. So that's 2 white and he's had out. Come on, give me a white. Please, 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 give me a white. Right, that is us done. Just coming up to 5 to 1, so we did say about 1 o'clock. I got nothing out on those last couple of casts. Absolutely blanked today, all my days. Tubbsy blanked, Kyle had a pout in, and I think G had 2 white in. So at least the boys on that end's got to cut the fish out, but down this end, absolutely nothing. I think if the weed weren't so bad first thing this morning, might have been in with a chance, but that's how it goes, isn't it? That's fishing for you. I always doubt putting a video up when I've had a blank, but I suppose it's part of fishing, isn't it? Some days you catch, some days you blank. It's literally how it goes. Right, I'm all packed down. I've got all my rubbish there. The boys are all nearly done, so we're ready to take that walk all the way up the alley, back to the car. Massive thanks for watching the video. Massive thanks to everyone that's been subscribing. Massive thanks to those that have done the gifted, donated. I've had some guy donated me £5, and I had another guy like gifted me £15 to go and get a couple of beers and that. Like, oh, absolute craziness. So thank you so much for that. That's just absolutely awesome. Right, that is it. We are done. I will see you on the next video, and I will not blank. Right, take it easy, guys.